Today we're going to take a look at this, the Super Mini SFC Entertainment System. It comes with 620 built-in games, and I believe they're mostly NES games. You'll see here it has Contra, Super Mario, and a few other 8-bit games. Let's open it up and give it a review. And when you look at this box, you might say, wow, that looks really familiar. I even recognize this logo on the side. You probably recognize it because it's exactly like the one on the official Super Nintendo Classic that came out a few years ago. So this is kind of like a bootleg copy of that, but it plays NES games. And you see here that it's the Super Famicom version that they got in Japan and Europe. So it's going to look a little bit different than the Super Nintendo that we're used to here in the United States. All right, we're going to open it up now and see what's inside the box. I will say that it's packaged very neatly. We have one Super Nintendo style controller, but not as good of a quality, you can already tell. Another Super Nintendo controller for 2-player games. We have a plug for AC adapter plug. Kind of fell out of the bag when it was shipped, I guess. We have the AV. I believe there is an HDMI version of this, but the one I have is an the AV version. So it just plugs into the yellow, red, and white RCA cables for your TV. Looks like we have some kind of an adapter for different countries if they want to use this in their country, and the power is different. And then I'll get to the console in a second, but let's see what's down at the bottom here. It looks like there's a list of games. Built-in 620 games. It says, let's open it up. Mini Classic Console. After entering 2-player games, please press select button to choose the 2-player model and start the games. Look, there's like 6 versions of Contra, 4 versions of RoboCop, you know, all the different Adventure Islands, Ninja Turtles, bunch of NES games. So I'm excited to see how this plays on my TV. And then here's a little diagram of how to set it up, I guess. Okay, now let's get to the console and open that thing up and see how it looks. Okay, very interesting. So far I like it. Ooh, it's nice actually. Has that power button. This is obviously doesn't do anything. There's the power switch. This is the reset button actually. And then the fake door for the cartridges. But actually it feels like it's decent quality. All right, let's go ahead and set it up and see how it plays. And in case you're wondering how it compares in size to the actual NES Classic and Super Nintendo Classic, it's pretty much identical in size. Here is the Super Nintendo one, and you'll see here the dimensions are like exactly the same. I'm setting it up, and I already like that the cord is longer than the NES Classic Edition cord, so it beat in that category. All right, it's all plugged in, ready to turn on. Let's see what happens when I flip the switch. We get some music, and we get to choose the game that we want. 620 in 1. Let's go with Donkey Kong. So I'll go down there and let's just push A or B or start or something. There it goes. Okay, here's Donkey Kong. This is going to be really hard to play with one hand, but I'll do my best here. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see how it plays. Plays well. I mean, if I could play this game with one hand and I could barely play it with 2 hands, then it's actually not bad. Can I jump over the barrel? I can. Let's keep going. Maybe I can actually get through this level with one hand, which would be insane. Oh, the barrel hit me. All right, so to select another game, I'm just going to try resetting it, and then I get my choices again. Now, I remember it said Contra. There's like 8 different versions of Contra. Here it only says Contra 1. So let's see what happens when we select that one. Oh, here we go. Now we get the sub-menu with the different versions of Contra. And I'm thinking there's just a slight difference in these. Like one you get like the Konami code, one is not. One is probably, there's like different, oh see this one starts me up at stage 5 already. Oh, and it starts you off with spreads for the weapon. It looks like I do have the Konami code already because I have more than 3 lives. Here's some classic Super Mario Brothers, but the game is sped up, and the music is really sped up. So hopefully, it's just like this is like a sped up version of the game. It seems like Mario's moving at the same speed, but for some reason the music is off. Alright, this is my favorite game of all time, Mario 3. So hopefully it's not screwed up. Let's go ahead. Ooh, it's missing the title. It just says 3. That's interesting. So far, the music sounds better than Mario 1 did. Let's go ahead and just try the first level. This plays pretty good. Now, I know you guys are curious about Mario 6 because you probably didn't realize Mario 6 ever came out. Let's see what this is. Probably just some ROM hack fan game that was created. Oh, this is Tiny Toons, but probably with Mario characters. I think I've seen this game before. Yeah, it's just like, it's actually pretty fun. Tiny Toons Adventures is a great game for the NES, but this is just like a bootleg with Mario instead of the Tiny Toon characters. The cool thing about these bootleg consoles is you can play like rare games that you probably wouldn't be playing usually. If you wanted the actual physical cartridge, like Snow Brothers, that's like a $300 game for the NES. And you can just play it, you know. Let's check it out. Snow Bros. Looks like it's the Japanese version. This kind of looks a little bit like Bubble Bobble. It's like a puzzle action game. You know I gotta try Ninja Turtles. I guess these are a lot of the Japanese versions of the game. And this looks just like the American version. The music, the graphics, everything looks the same. This is one of the first NES games I played. Excite Bike back in the mid 80s. I want to say like 87, I think I played this game. And this plays just like the regular version. This one seems pretty spot on. It's weird that Mario wasn't like 100% accurate, considering that's probably like the game that most people want to play the most. For the last one, let's just try Dr. Mario. And this looks identical. Fun little puzzle game that Nintendo came out with, I guess, because Tetris was doing so well and they wanted to create like their own version. They came up with Dr. Mario. And it's actually a really fun game. Let's see if I can match this. See how that's how you win the puzzles. You have to match 4 in a row of the colors, and then you could move on to the next stage. Like that. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this device. I like that it has the different power buttons, one for power and one for reset. It even has a little light on to show that it's working. And I like the controller. It's, you know, not as good as a real NES controller, but these are 8-bit games, so it does the trick. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.